Okay, can't wait to go clubbing.
With your class.
Obviously with my class. Who else would I go with? I thought that's what I paid you all for. Okay, so last class where I remember leaving things off is you were all trying to move files around and it was a disaster. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. So let's just let's do some movement today. How's everyone's hip and ankle mobility? Mine's terrible. Thanks for asking. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know. I'm running an ultra marathon. I will be halfway through an ultra marathon this time tomorrow.
Yay.
Well, I guess it would be a good thing if I'm halfway through. Okay, so let's move some things around. I'm going to exit Python where I was up to no good. I'm going to type in clear, which I haven't taught you, but I've shown it a few times to get refreshed. And I'm going to type ls to see a bunch of nonsense. And I have some of the same things under my ls that I have on this example over here. I have an args.py and I have a tax.py. I also have an old. Do you all remember being old? Yes, you're still full of the vim and vigor of youth. Yes. I remember I was once like you. Specifically, I still am. Okay. So I was talking to someone the other day, and they're like, do the students think you're super old or not? And my impression is you all alternate between thinking I'm like 100 years old and forgetting I'm not an undergrad. And I don't know what that means. So anyways, I just wanted to let you know that's my internal conception of myself, that I am a 100-year-old undergrad. Okay, so let's go ahead and move something. Specifically, we're going to move hi.py. No problem, I'll just make a new one. In this one, we'll do this code we did earlier, which is we'll from simpy import star xn equals symbols. I haven't taught you this yet, but might as well show you. Xn, and then we will say print diff. Shoot, I don't remember what I did. It was the derivative of x to the power n with respect to x. I don't really know what that is. Okay, so then we can Python 3 hi.py. Oh, that hard didn't work. Wow, that wasn't even close. Look at all these errors. We were taking derivatives. Okay. Did we not do this? Okay, hold on.
Hold on.
Don't hold on too much, but hold on like a little bit. How do I pop this out? Detach terminal. Okay. Python 3 import. No. Okay. I wish I had the guide up still. From simpy import star xn equals. Let's just do x equals symbol x. Apparently it's plural. That looks right. Okay, x. So x is representing itself. It's a variable. If I square it, I get x squared back. If I add x plus x, I get 2x. Okay. And then I want to take the derivative of x to the power n, and we'll just do that squared. Okay. So that did work. That's fine. Okay. Surely that'll work. Okay, the derivative of x squared is 2 times x. Does that sound right? Does anyone know calculus?
Yeah.
Okay, big ups. Okay, so that's hi.py. And we're going to move that to old because calculus is old, right? It was invented by, well, actually, it was probably discovered by someone in India whose name I don't know, and then like 4,000 years later, a European discovered it, right? Okay. Shout out Europe. Okay, you don't have to shout out Europe. That's optional. So I'm going to move hi.py into old. Okay, and so what's going to happen? I'm going to look at my files. I'm going to move hi.py. So I'm going to say I want to do a movement, and I'm going to say the thing I want to move. And then I'm going to say to whence I wish the movement to be done. And I want to move it to a location, so I'm going to give it the name of a folder. That folder is old. So I'm going to move hi to old. I'm going to press enter, And then I'm going to notice hi.py vanished. Remember last class when I opened up the other window and you saw the file disappear? And how traumatic that was because we lost something that was dear to us, right? And we stopped looking at it because it was painful, right? That's the only reason I'm not showing you the pictures today, right? Because we all love pictures, okay? Fortunately for us, hi is still there somewhere on our computer and we can find it. So now we are going to learn not how to move files, but how to move ourselves. So when we use the terminal, we want to have some notion of location. Specifically, when I open a terminal for the first time, I'm in a place called home. I'm going to close this and open it again so we see what it is. Oh, I have that one open too? Who's been using my computer? Someone was doing calculus over here. Do you see that?
I think it was you.
That doesn't sound right. I think I would know if I were doing calculus. Someone would have told me.
What's going on?
We're opening the terminal. So when you open the terminal, by default, this place is called home. And home is tilde. But why is home tilde? Who wants to type home all the time? That's 4 letters. You know how many letters tilde is? It's 1 letter, right? So,
Is it a letter?
character. Yeah, is it a letter? That's a good question.
I mean, it's not in the alphabet.
It's not in the alphabet. And there's things that like maybe are letters that aren't in the alphabet. Like, so like is TH 1 letter when it's in there? I don't know. That's what keeps me up at night, right? Like,
TH.
so okay, so there's at least 2 Y's, right? Because there's a vowel and consonant Y. Does that mean that Y is 2 letters, even though it's only 1 point? This is why we don't study linguistics, right? It's hard. Okay. Unlike computer science, which is easy, and also you're all biologists. No, that one's hard. Yeah. Anyways, okay. So I'm home. I'm at home, right? Okay. I'm at home. The type of thing my home is, I'm saying location, but we call it a path. And the reason because everything is just expressed in terms of how you get there from somewhere else. So my home address, no, psych, that was a bad idea. My office, I don't even really want you to know where that is. This classroom has an address, which is Ford 301. We can view that as a location, or we can view that as instructions of how to get here from the quad, which is you navigate to Ford first, then you navigate to the 3rd floor of Ford, then you navigate to the 1 room of that. Is this Ford 301? Or are we 302? We're 302? We're 201?
Yeah.
We're on the 2nd floor right now? That's crazy. So those trees are much shorter than I thought.
Yeah. You
They're-
thought we were on the 3rd floor?
No?
Wait, how does that even? Do you take the elevator?
I think we should talk about something else. Okay, so we're in Ford 201?
Yes.
Okay, so you navigate to Ford, something we all know how to do and remember doing. Then you go up the stairs, and you go up the stairs a single time because 2 represents do something once, right? We can all understand that.
Just made a popping noise.
Yeah, let's make sure we're muted. I was streaming Charlie XCX in my previous class. Okay. What do you do in your classes? Okay, so you navigate to floor 2, and then you navigate to room 01 on floor 2, right? So it's sort of like a path. Okay. Speaking of paths, we can see what the current path is with a term called PWD, which stands for Print Working Directory. It doesn't matter what it stands for, but it's going to tell us where we live. So I'm going to type PWD over here, and it's going to say I'm in home. And whose home am I in? I'm in Calvin's home. There might be more than one home. I'm not super good at sharing, so the only home on my computer is Calvin. Some of you may have these creatures known as siblings. Has anyone heard of those? And you might have a family computer, right? And then you have to fight your sibling to play Hollow Knight Silk Song when it comes out. Sorry. You might have to have a positive relationship with your sibling based on mutual respect, right? So, anyways, this is where I live right now. I live in Calvin's home. Okay. And you can always check to see where you are by typing pwd. But an important thing to notice is that even though this tilde is my listed name, that's just short for home Calvin. So if I go to old in pwd, it will say tilde old, but that's because tilde is short for home Calvin. Okay. And I'm going to go back to home Calvin. Okay. Speaking of CD, which again happens to be my initials, that's not why I'm using it. Don't use your initials. Don't type DVD instead of CD. Don't type Blu-ray instead of DVD. Don't type Betamax instead of CD. Any of you into vinyl?
Yes.
Yeah, right? Don't type vinyl. Okay. CD stands for change directory. It doesn't stand for compact disc. It doesn't stand for Calvin Deutschwein. CD is the command to change directory, but you have to say to which directory you want to change. Okay, so I can say I want to be in old. No problem. And that will change my path from home Calvin to home Calvin old. I can say, we can ls, and we can say, oh, there's something called double old. I can change directory to double old, and then I can print my working directory, and I can also list my files, and I will see I'm in home Calvin old double old, and reply.py is there. That's how you can tell where you are. That's how you can change where you are. There's only one problem, I think. I think I've basically only told you how to go into folders, and sometimes you want to leave the folder, right? So perhaps, imagine, and this is going to be completely unrealistic to you, there might be some point today at which you want to leave this classroom, right? Even though you navigated here by changing into Ford Hall, and then changing into the second floor, and then changing into the first room. Maybe you want to go back. No problem. You can do this using cd ... So ... stands for the area outside of or immediately enclosing where you are. So for us, that's the second floor of Ford. So if I say cd ... while I'm in double old, it will take me back to old. So I will go out into the hall. And if I say cd ... again, it will take me back to home. Now, print working directory. I'm currently in Calvin's home, so there's a home, or a collection of homes, and some of them are for Calvin's, right? I can continue to go cd ... and then I can type print working directory, and we'll see I'm just in everyone's home now. And I can see who I have to share my house with, and it's no one. Sharing is the worst. Never share anything. Sharing's bad. Okay. And then I can do cd ... one more time. And I go to this place, that's just a slash. That's called root. And it's sort of the same home. It has a nickname for it. And this up here is where all sorts of things in your computer live that are scary, and we don't want to learn about this term. Besides changing the end of your path, you can also write a total address by beginning with slash. So I can say cd/home/Calvin, and that will take me all the way back to wherever home Calvin is relative to root. So I can always change the directory based on the current directory I'm in or based on root. If I go into old and go into double old, I can also cd tilde, which will take me back home. I cheated a little bit, which is I combined things. You can combine steps, so if you want to teleport directly to the second floor of Ford, that is allowed on your computer. You can say cd old/double old and go directly from directory to a fixed location. Okay. When is this used? This is used to organize files so you don't accidentally delete things you're trying to save or lose things in a pile of enormous files. I wanted to represent this graphically. So if you are in home and you type cd old, it will take you into the old directory, assuming the old directory exists, which we all created one, but you might not have one. Do you have one? Do you want to make one?
I think I made it and I deleted it for messenger.
Okay. Do you know how to make it again?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you can go from old back to home with cd ... Does that make sense? Has everyone done this? Why are you not following along? Do it. Okay. So, I'm going to make a directory. I'm going to call it new, because I haven't used one yet. I'm going to cd into new, and I'm going to cd ... out of new. That was fun. I had fun doing that. Like, this class is objectively fun. I think we can all agree. It's a good thing I don't have feelings, or they might have been hurt there.
I was kidding.
No, and it's true. I don't have feelings. As a thinking machine, I only have thoughts. Yeah. Oh, yes.
I did that, and I have all of your messages.
Okay, well, someone should probably come look at your computer, huh? Okay.
So you are? We can both look.
Oh.
I don't know.
Maybe start now.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Someone was using Windows command
Oh, yeah,
line. Get a load of that. Someone was using Windows.
Sounds crazy.
It's okay. I specifically do that because I got a file after it. It took me. Oh, it works apparently. I didn't know this. I saw one that says like Jet Rebel is like CS1, and every time I mention I'm using Linux, it says I respect you more for that helmet. And I was like, how much did you respect me before? Right? I'm like, you've got to have another way to say that.
What's up?
You
You don't have to. Why? No, like why are you asking me why I'm in pants?
I don't know. I feel like I'm not in pants.
How was your rap?
My rap, it's good.
Yeah.
You tried Calvin
What'd you
Klein
put in it?
courses.
Like a lot of
Calvin Klein
vegetables.
courses.
I don't really like the rice.
It's okay.
Yes.
My professors
And the
go
lady
on
was like, more? No more.
They loaded up. To be
I
fair.
do. I kind of want to get like multiple so I could like
Yeah.
keep them in
That's
mini.
crazy. Wait, you're using
Did you do?
Bing?
Oh my god, my friends and I call it the sandwich method. You know the sandwich method? Make a bunch of sandwiches
Yeah,
and
well,
then wrap them up in napkins. And
Mutual.
Okay. Sandwich method. I made like 3 sandwiches.
They don't taste like fridge.
They're fine.
Tastes like old rage?
What do you mean tastes like
Yes,
fridge?
because they're not a Ziploc bag or container.
Wait, no.
It's fridge.
Fridge tastes
What do you have? What
It's
is
the
rage?
smell of fridge.
You just have dirty fridges?
automatic one.
Yeah, my fridge is clean. My bread gets a little dry.
But like
That
when
is.
I got my fridge, it just smelled weird. Like it already.
Maybe you had a bad
fridge
previous
is
odor.
It tastes like fridge.
Like the smell of fridge. The smell of fridge.
Her sandwiches taste like fridge.
Remember the smell. Professor Kelvin, does fridges have a smell?
Yeah.
They do,
They
right?
do, yeah.
Exactly. It's like when you put
I
like,
do
drink
not
in
agree
it,
with
My
that.
it's
refrigerator does not
close,
smell
it's
like
gonna
certain
smell
smell.
like
Yeah.
it
Smells like nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like leftovers.
Yes, yes.
You guys are just getting bad
You
refrigerators.
guys just know how to make your fridges.
It smells like
Well, they're bad.
Wow, that's really nice.
I put my sandwiches that I make in the oven in napkins and then put it in my fridge, and then when I eat them later, when I get hungry, they taste fine.
Maybe it's because you don't have like you don't taste it or something. But I don't know.
My fridge is like, it's brand new.
It would make
I don't
sense.
know.
Right? But I don't know.
Well, if that was really a problem, you could just buy plastic bags.
That
Yeah.
is true.
Oh, I love stealing stuff from Daddy. It just makes me happy.
Jaded something.
What I've taken.
Did you have a sound?
You just taste it.
Yeah.
No, like take it home.
Yeah, you're supposed to do
Like,
that.
Yeah, no, I take a lot of fruit, cookies, sandwiches. I'm taking milk. Fill up the milk
I'm
carton.
taking butter.
A milk carton?
Yeah, no, mine's always taking milk carton. It's like, that's more milk. It's like,
That's crazy.
All right, students.
we were just getting weird looks.
I was about to say, nobody.
Yeah.
I'm now going to teach us about files. Files are the things that live inside folders. So, why does it matter where all these file paths go? Because the file paths have files in them. Files are the things we want to save on our computer. Computer's good at remembering things, so we don't have to. So that's the usefulness of files. Okay, so there's a few ways to work around with files, and at least you've all seen Vim or NeoVim, which is a good way to look at and edit files. Sometimes it's a bit of a hassle too. Let's do an example here. I want to look at old. I see there's some files in old, and maybe I want to inspect file.txt. It can be a bit of a hassle to open NeoVim and then have to close NeoVim just to see the contents of a file. I think some of you have articulated, hey, I hate that, that's annoying. Not to worry. Do you all love cats? Me too. So if I just want to see the contents of file.txt, I often use the command cat. So let's look at that. I use cat and the name of the file. Cat is short for concatenate, and it was originally intended to smoosh multiple files together. So you can give it multiple files, and it smooshes them. That's not necessarily particularly useful, so you can always smoosh a file onto nothing to see it. So you can see hi.py, and this is where we used a computer to solve calculus, right? Okay, so we can cat a file and see the contents of a file. This is often quite useful. Yes?
Were you supposed to have made a PY, a separate file for cats, like an env for cat?
No, cat is not a file, cat is a command. It is like ls, it is like cd, it is like Python, it is like nvim. It is something we type at the command line.
Okay.
So we use cat to view files. Cat is not a file.
Oh, I see.
It's sort of the difference. Files are sort of like numbers, and the commands are sort of like addition and subtraction.
So, I just tested this out, but basically you have to be in the right directory in order to launch a file, right? Because you can't go from you can't look at it from home.
Kind of, right? So there's a few things going on there. So I had something called file.txt in my old directory, and I can see that by typing ls old, and that will list the things in old. I can create a different file.txt in my home directory, and it can be this is a different file. And this is why this is important. So I can cat file.txt here and see this is a different file. I can cd into old and cat file.txt here, and I will see that file. So files can have the same name if they're in different places. I'm going to go back up. If I want to see the contents of the old file, I can type cat space, and then I can give a path instead of just a name. So I can say old/file.txt. So in order to see the old file.txt, I either move myself to the file, or I give the full name of the file in order to refer to it. There's one other thing that can go on here. If I move file.txt to old, I will lose my file.txt inside this location, and now the old file.txt will be this is a different file. It replaces and deletes and overwrites the other file. So I can have files of the same name in different places, but yeah. And this is also true. Be careful. So I have only used lowercase letters. This might have been non-obvious. Be careful about having files that have names that only differ by capitalization, because sometimes those delete each other and sometimes they don't. So I just only use lowercase for everything. And also I don't know where the shift key is on my keyboard, and I'm afraid to ask. Do you have a question? Okay, just vibing. I will say it kind of seems like the vibes are impeccable today. Has anyone else noticed that? Yeah. Yeah, there are some impeccable vibes out there. Okay. I have been using nvim to create files. Again, this might seem relatively heavyweight. You might want to stay in the terminal without opening nvim. There's a way to do that. We can create a new file with the touch command. So I'm going to touch sumefile.txt. This will cause sumefile.txt to exist. It's quite touching, right? Okay. There it is. I can also just look at the text files. We can also see the contents of sumefile.txt with cat, and there's nothing in there. We can nvim sumefile.txt, and we'll see there's nothing there. So you are able to create files. Really, the usefulness of creating files is sometimes you just need something to start with.
Ooh,
What have you done?
I don't know.
I shouldn't have taught you how to touch things.
What did you
Too much.
do?
What just happened? I went from there. Oh my god.
I've got to see it, right? This is.
I allowed it to
You listed a
access
lot of
my whole
things.
library. Is that okay?
I don't think that's a good thing.
I
Probably
said
not bad.
oh, there's my docs.
That's the last
Open
thing.
up in the same games.
No, it was something we did, but I don't know what.
I did something.
Oh, you just did LS star.
No, that's just all my stuff.
Yeah, that's everything. There's,
Oh.
okay. So remember,
Bullshit.
I need it.
So when I type ls for me lists everything. And if I type ls star, that star is the wildcard that refers to everything, so I can see, for example, all.py files. If you just type ls with the big star, you see that ls star with nothing after it, that lists every file on your computer.
Oh, so I did
Yeah.
that.
Holy. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Mhm.
Oh wow, you have a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have very much, I guess.
Yeah, you might want to get cracking.
Why is it like?
Yeah, I don't
Did-
have very much.
It'd be embarrassing for like a mere professor to have more files than me. I would just go out there and start making files. Do you know how to make files?
Yes, I do.
Yes!
You touched them.
Correct. You're probably all familiar with the hit television series Touched by an Angel. That's where files come from.
Are you
Okay,
serious?
Bio
Yes.
over to PDF.
I've
Oh, I
never
did that
lied.
Yesterday, or 2 days ago.
Never?
I was talking to someone once about, because we were confirming that we had all told someone the same version of the truth, right? And we were discussing the version of the truth that we had told other people. And then we agreed that one of the benefits of the version of the truth that we told was that it was true. This is a real conversation I had with another adult, right? So what I recommend is that when you grow up, you should tell lies. Okay, am I recording this? I gotta stop recording things. Okay. Someday I'm gonna end up in court for like a parking ticket, and they're just gonna play back clips from my lecture, and I'm going to go to jail forever. Okay. So another thing we can do is we can echo. So sometimes we might want to see text at the command line. That's no problem. We can do that. We can say echo hello world. This is shell hello world. It is different than Python hello world, where I start Python and then I say print, and then I put in quotes hello world. Much more work. If I only want to see some text, I don't have to go through all those steps. I can just say echo hello world. It doesn't even have to be in quotes. You can also use this to create files that contain a little bit of text in them. And this operation is a little more complicated. So I can take echo hello world, which throws hello world back into the terminal. And I can give it a direction. So I'm going to do I think that's the greater than symbol, and that's called a redirect. So everything before that symbol is going to go to the location of everything I write after that symbol. So I'm going to send this to something called hi.txt. I'm going to press enter, and then I'm going to cat hi.txt, and hello world is there. I'm going to remove hi.txt, and I'm going to verify the absence of hi.txt so that you can see it's not there. And then I'm going to redo this. I'm going to echo, we'll say goodbye space, I think, which is the negation of hello world. I'm going to do a redirect. Does anyone have a preferred name of files? Okay, we'll name this file Persephone, which I can't spell. That doesn't look right.
You just got one then, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah,
That
it's
was
just one.
before the screen.
Why do you all know how to spell Persephone?
What does that mean?
Because I'm a nerd.
Can you tell us who Persephone is?
Yeah, the
wife of-
the goddess who got kidnapped by Hades
Yeah,
basically
Oh.
ate some pomegranate
Ate some
seeds
pomegranates,
to
so
stay in the
after-
Oh.
She ended up taking in charge of the
And then in spring she comes out of the underworld.
Yeah. And
So-
that's the Greek reason for seasons.
Yeah,
Because
that's like
the year her
seasons.
mother is sad that she's not there.
So what I'm hearing is she's a girl boss
Basically.
Yeah.
who
And
gatekeeps.
also- yeah.
Does she gaslight?
Probably.
Wow, dude. I I like space out for 1 second.
We're talking about Gatekeep Gaslight Girl Boss. Are you not taking notes?
I have a question.
Yes.
What does D-quote mean? When it comes up, when I try to put echo, hello, redirect.
What came up?
D-quote.
D quote. Let me look.
Okay, just leave it.
Doesn't look like you're still Michelle.
What's the line?
Yeah. I created a new script. We're gonna go
You
ahead
can
and
do
close
that?
it. Apparently. I don't really know how that works.
You can just, that's what I do, I just open
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing it until December. No, because it's not that.
Seems fine.
Because I have to take this
I don't know the list.
come back in December. I have to
You might have to put things
It's so
to
close
space
to
and
December.
stuff like that.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
Good
you.
call.
Yeah.
Great shot.
So we might have an issue on Mac, I'm not sure. It might be the case you have to put the thing you want to echo inside of quotes. Good by space. We're going to throw that into Persephone. Shout out Persephone. Persephone doesn't have to be a text file, I just did that as a courtesy. You don't want to have an identity crisis when you're a file. Then we can cat, and I can type P and press tab, and that will autocomplete Persephone because I don't have anything else that's name starts with P. Then I can press enter, and I can see the contents of Persephone.txt. Now, be careful to not actually see the contents of Persephone, who might still be alive. That would be unlicensed human experimentation, which we do not do in this class, which is why we are collecting your informed consent for the human experimentation on Monday in Collins 320 at noon, where we will all be voluntarily. Okay. You all here today? Yes, there's 12 of you, right? It's actually a very interesting arrangement. You're still like quasi in groups of 4. There's like 2 squares and 1 rhombus. Okay.
What?
There's a rhombus.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Where's
Maybe
the
it's
rhombus?
I'm perceiving it as there's like this is quite square-like. There's 4 of you in a roughly square arrangement, right?
Sure.
And then there's these people over there that are closer to the back that aren't a square arrangement. They're also closer to the door.
Rhombus. Mhm.
Right, so those
These
are,
guys?
yeah, so the rhombus is in the middle.
Those guys.
Okay.
Right, so if we drew this out, so like as I look out at you, or should I do it as you're facing the board? I'll do it as you're facing the board. Okay, so obviously we have a room, right, and it's got a door. So I'm denoting the door like so.
Yes.
That's not the direction the door opens. Fact checked, mostly false. Okay. Okay, so we got a square, right? Because I can only perceive humans in groups of 4. And then we have the second square over here, right? So that means we have a naturally occurring rhombus in the center of the room, which shares a front that's like quasi-adjacent to this square, and then it has a back that's like closer to that square. So I'd call that a rhombus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, and so each of you are vertex on a quadrilateral, some a square, some a rhombus, right?
Right.
I just saw it as,
Right.
Yeah, my perspective
4
is very
lines.
skewed.
I just saw 4 lines.
You
not-
saw 4 lines?
Yeah, like that. Like line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4.
Oh, because there's an interruption between this line. I would have gotten 3 lines.
Yeah, for me it's.
Okay, so we have a
There's
lot.
interruption, so the line has to stop.
Yeah,
No.
Lines can't jump. Everyone knows that.
I mean, I think that would make him a line interval, because lines don't terminate.
People get so confused when I walk in and see that.
But we were doing geometry. Okay. Oh, by the way, you can also redirect the outputs of Python files. Let's take a look. I think we have some Python files here. Perhaps we have tax.py. Is that real or fake? No. Python tax.py. Oh, that's not allowed? Oh, okay. Let's do 400,000. Okay, right. So Python tax.py can return a numerical value at the command line. So if I want to save how much money someone who makes $300,000 a year pays in taxes, I can save that as tax burden.txt, and then I can cat tax burden. And that's how much money my cat pays in taxes a year. It's a very successful Etsy business selling being cute and being a little baby, which is what she does all day. Okay. She's actually an adult. She's 14 years old. She can drive in 2 years. Okay. I have compiled all of these handy things that I think I taught you into an appendix. And you can check this whenever you want. It is located in the following location: appendix commands. Okay, that was fun. Here are all of the commands I think I've taught you today. I taught you to list files, to remove files, to make directories, to move files, to print the working directory, to change the directory, to change back to a previous directory, to print out text, to save text into a file, and to view files. Does that sound like things I've taught you today?
Sounds about right.
Yes.
Comments? Totally unrelated. Oh, yeah, question?
How do you remove?
There's 2 ways. And it's more complicated, that's why I didn't teach it. So, we have, there is the directory new. New contains nothing. So if I'm just trying to remove a new directory, I type rm-dir. It's the negation of mkdir. So rm-dir new. And it's gone. It's sent to the shadow realm. Never to be reclaimed. Okay? Now, if I remove directory old, that's against the law because there's stuff in old. And remove directory can only delete directory. It can't delete the contents of the directory. If I want to delete everything, you can empty it out, or you can type rm. This is dangerous. Don't do this. You can type rm space dash rf. R stands for recursive, which means it's going to apply remove to everything inside the directory, and F stands for force, which means it's not going to ask me for permission to do this. So if I do this with old, then it's gone and it deletes everything inside there. And this is why I oftentimes don't have notes from class, because I use the class stuff as examples of things you can delete. So old is super gone. Like, we're never seeing that again. Yeah, it's, I don't know what so far files are. Those are gone. We're nuking them. Kablooey. Gone. Never to be seen again. Hope they weren't important, right? What's molt 3.5? I don't know. Let's get rid of it. Hope that wasn't important. Should I get rid of all of downloads? Let's see what's in downloads. Ooh, it might not let me delete downloads. That's a lot of stuff. Probably don't need any of that.
Why are some of them red?
That's a great question. Okay, so these are different types of things. These are text files. So an HTML file just contains text. That's a Quarto Markdown file that just contains text. Oh, has it been clipping out all day?
Yeah.
So when it clips out, this is the noise I would like you to make. Can you do that?
Different noise?
You can make a different noise, but it has to sound enough like that I know what you mean.
Oh.
Should we practice? Okay.
Do like a wind sound, like a.
That's not distracting enough.
Whistle.
You can all, if you all whistle at the same time. Oh, I wonder if I'm like putting too much pressure on it or something.
You don't know how to whistle?
No.
Oh my god.
I don't know how to whistle either.
Dude,
Okay.
come on. You're 18 and you don't
Anyways.
know how to whistle?
I don't.
So these are like normal files. Yeah. It's totally gone.
You're just breathing.
You've got it, but what?
Well, it's still out. That's as discussed. I think that's a lot better.
That's so much better.
Improvement.
If you keep listening, you keep breaking.
Oh my god, what?
That's not good.
I don't know. How do you describe to someone how to whistle? That's like. Ooh.
Do you know how to whistle?
Yeah. Don't you? Everyone knows how to whistle.
Just like. Just do it. I don't know. You just do it.
Okay, here's a question. Have you tried locking in?
I think I've tried it once or twice.
Logging in?
Locking in.
Yeah, lock in.
Oh,
Yeah, lock in. We need you to lock in.
Okay.
Lock in and just whistle.
Yeah, just lock it in. There you go. That was pretty
That's
good.
close, I heard it.
Yeah, I heard it too, right?
Nothing there.
No, I heard it.
No, I think locking in worked. So that's all, you just have to do that every time. Okay. I claim it is hard to tell what this code is for. Okay.
Your trigger's on the top of the
Oh, I
dial.
always wanted to know how to do this.
nvim file.py. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to make the following claim.
How do you do this? I want to know how to do
What are you doing?
Do you know how to do the whistle with your fingers?
No, no one can do
It's
that.
really loud. My dad can do it, and it's so
If you
loud.
lock
You have
it,
to, like,
you can
breathe.
do
Well, of course dads can do it.
Yeah. It's like ear splitting.
Yeah, they have like dad strength
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever.
like a dad.
I don't know how dads work.
It's really loud.
Anyways, you know what dads can't do is they can't tell me what this file does. Okay, so this is file.py. Get wrecked, dads. If you see a dad, be like, whatever you refer to me as, which is presumably Professor Calvin, but you can be like the big C, which is also what I go by. Said you, despite your dad-like powers, do not know what this file does.
The big C. I like that.
Yeah. So like, we're not talking about the Caribbean here. Like, we're talking about the Mediterranean. There's not. This is not the Aegean Sea, right? This is not one of those fake namby-pamby seas, right? Okay. So, anyways, I don't think any of us know what this does, right? And so, one way to get around that problem is we can add comments to our code. So, I'm going to demonstrate how to add comments to code. I edit my file in our most beloved text editor, Neothivimothy, which is short for NeoVim. When I want to put comments in code, I can press an octothorpe. We all know what octothorpes are, right? Does everyone see the octothorpe? Repeat after me, octothorpe. So what does not exist? Hashtags, not real, right? There's only octothorpe tags, right? That's also fake. It's only called the octothorpe. Okay, and you can put whatever you want after the octothorpe. So I'm going to put whatever I want after the octothorpe. Hashtags don't work, unfortunately, and also the pound sign does not work. You have to use the octothorpe.
That's so stupid.
Okay, so the text that you put behind that does not affect how the Python file runs. So this is Python file.py. It doesn't do anything right now, because why would it? But if I got rid of these octothorpes, and then I tried to run that Python file, that would not work, because there is not that the stuff after the octothorpe was not Python code, okay? But if I put all of that stuff behind octothorpes, perhaps by using Control-Q to enter visual block mode, pressing the down arrow 4 times, holding down Shift and then pressing I to enter special insert mode, and then pressing the octothorpe tag and then escape, I would be able to comment out 4 lines of code. And that's going to be on the test. Okay. All right. You were, I think, originally the one that asked about visual block mode. Maybe did I make that
Yeah,
up?
no,
It was someone in this region.
Mine wasn't working.
Yeah. Oh, does Control Q work? Did you check? Here.
Yes, it did.
Okay.
I was just pressing the wrong way.
Okay.
Why is it saying it's so many comments?
Here is an example of how I added comments to my piecewise.py file. You can write comments however you like. That is something you can do. And I'm supposed to tell you to do that. Okay. Now, we would usually get to the exercise, but we only have 10 minutes left today because when I designed these weeks, I didn't know about Labor Day. So, anyways, you can work on this if you want to, but I'm not going to make you do it. I'm going to show you one thing. This is kind of important. I'm going to show you yank and paste. Okay. Right. So I'm opening Neovimothy. What's a common name that starts with N?
With N.
Nathan.
Michael.
Nick.
Oh, with the N?
Oh yeah, it's not good. Okay, because Timothy doesn't start with V. So we actually need a common name that has EO in it. Oh, so it's going to be Nephri Vimothy.
Oh, that's hard.
Well, what else has EO in it?
I mean, there's George,
know, I can do it.
but that would end up in George.
George, there's Cleo, but that's 2 letters. Anyways, what are we doing?
We're naming Neovim. We're yanking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do a yoink. I think it's time to engage in the act of yoinkery. And when I engage in the act of yoinkery, what I do is I press the Y key on my keyboard while I'm in command mode.
It's like a 2-1. I don't know why.
So I'm gonna press Y.
Why has it?
I'm pressing the Y key on my keyboard. Is everyone pressing the Y key on your keyboard?
I'm pressing it.
Yes.
Okay. And that puts you in Y mode. Tell me why, right? Okay. And I don't know how much
That was okay.
you want to yoink,
I'm good.
but I'm going to assume you want to yoink to the end of the line. And the end of the line is at the end of every day. The only thing we got left is our dollars, right? So we type that $sign, and that yoinks to the end of the line, right? And nothing visually changes, right? It is a deeply held secret that you yoinked that octothorpe, right? But one of the things you can do after you yoink the octothorpe is you can paste it. So I can press the P button, and it gives me back the line that I yoinked. And I can have the P back as many times as I want. I think, in fact, I can type 5P, and it will paste it 5 times. That's a lot of text, and so I can undo all of that by pressing the U key and getting rid of it. I almost always use Y by just tapping Y twice, which is going to yoink the entire line, including the enter at the end. So if I double tap Y, tell me why. Okay, and then I'm going to Y again. And then if I press paste, it's going to give me the same text, but it's also going to capture the end of the line character. And if I want to do that 5 times, I type 5, and then I paste it 5 times. And if I want to undo that, I press U. Yoinkin' is awesome. I love to yoink. They call me the yoinkster. No one has ever actually. Okay, I call myself that often. You can do this with all kinds of motions. So I can do Control Q, enter visual block mode. I'm going to use my arrow keys, but I'm going to use L, which also goes over. Let's see. So I'm going to go a little bit over. I'm going to go a little bit down. And I think I can just yoink that. I think I can just press Y. I'm going to do Shift G to go to the end of the file. I'm going to press O to enter a new line. I'm going to press backspace to get rid of the tab and escape to get back into command mode. And I'm going to press P. Nope. My mark isn't set. Oh, there it is. And I think I had to press P twice, and it copied the block of text I yoinked. That's pretty cool.
How did you say do it for multiple lines?
Okay. I'm going to press U to undo this a bunch of times. Okay. I'm going to the beginning of my file with GG. I'm entering visual block mode with Control Q. I'm going to use the arrow keys to select some text, so however much you want. It's in blocks, but you can just grab chunks of it. Once I've done that, I will press Y to yoink. It is short for yank, actually. It's not short for yoink. The term yoink hadn't been invented yet. I'm going to press Y, and it says block of 5 lines yoinked, right? That's a typo. I had to say yoink, right? Okay. Then you have to put this text somewhere. You can put it wherever you want, but I'm going to show you where I put it, which is at the end of the file. I'm going to do Shift G to go to the last line. Is that true? Yes, okay. I'm going to get in insert mode, and I'm going to make a few new lines. I'm going to get back out of insert mode, and I'm going to paste. And I think I have to double press P. Nope, I just pressed P once, and I got it. And that's how you too can become the yoinkster.
Professor Youngster?
Yeah.
I'm going to call you that now.
That's technically allowed, yes. So there's some various potentially useful things in here you might want to go over. In the last 5 minutes of class, I'm going to extol you to think of writing down what you do as part of the scientific and thinking process. Here's something that no one ever told me, which is odd because I got a doctorate before I ever heard of this. So maybe the reason scientists write papers is not so other people read them, but so that in the process of having to write down their thoughts, they have to meet some minimal level of cogency, right? So anyways, if you're stuck writing code or you're stuck doing biology or whatever it is you all do, if you're stuck working on Hollow Knight Silksong, you should write down what you've done and you should read it and be like, would someone who knows what's going on have done that, right? So fun fact, I learned scientific computing by designing this course and then reading the notes back, and I was like, I am a genius, right? So you can do that too. One of the things that I think would make you understand tax brackets is writing down how they work. That's what I think. I don't think you'll understand it until you write it down. The best way to explain something is to teach it to someone else. Unfortunately, I taught all of you already, so you're ruined. So you have to just go out there in the wild and try and explain tax policy to Americans, right? No one has ever done this successfully, so if you succeed. When you're doing whatever it is you do, it might make sense to write down what each line of code means. And from there, you might end up doing things like computing intercepts or using a linear equation. The correct way to solve tax brackets is with linear equations, right? So that's all. I was going to teach us a little bit about slope-intercept form. Don't really have time for that. But if you passed 8th grade math, you know what it is already. So it would just be review. I will see you at Collins 3:20. Do we think it's 3:20? Okay. On Monday at noon, you will be issued a standard issue STEM Fellows cubby, and you will sign away your lifetime rights to being normal to us. Okay?
Wow.